Problem number 5 from the H10-7 homework says we need to find the sum from the first term to the seventh term of the series that's described by the argument 4 raised to the power of n minus 1. So first of all, let's just kind of evaluate this here and look at what's the series actually look like. So if I want to get the first term in the series here, I can take it and plug in 1, right? Plug in this value here for my n. So 4 to the power of 1 minus 1 is like 4 to the 0 power, which is 1. So we know the first term in the series is 1. If I wanted to know the second term, right, I could take it and plug in 2. 4 to the power of 2 minus 1 is like 4 to the first power, which is 4. And we can probably see that, right? Because isn't this just our multiplier, the 4? So this is like, if I wanted to know the third term, 4 to the 3 minus first power would be like 4 to the second power, which is going to be 16. So you notice we're just multiplying by 4 each time, right? It's going to go all the way up to the last term we would get by plugging in that 7. So we would say 4 to the 7 minus first power. It's going to be like 4 to the 6th. And 4 to the 6th power should be, I think, 4,096. Right, so that's the last term in the series. Okay, so what we're trying to do is trying to find the sum of all of these terms. So just like the previous problems, we just are taking the information from a different form. So again, the things that we need to know that first term. We need to know what the multiplier is, and we need to know the number of terms. So we know the first term is 1. We know the multiplier is 4. And then if we're going from the first term to the 7th term there, that means there that we would have 7 terms. Okay, so we're going to take this now and use it in our formula to find the sum of the series. So we'll start out here. We'll say the sum of the 7 terms is going to be our first term times the multiplier raised to the power of n, which is 7, minus the first term over 1 less than the multiplier, so 4 minus 1. And when we go through and do that there, we're going to end up with, let's see, this would be like, well, let's just use the calculator. If you want, you can use the calculator. Actually, I already did it. I remember what it was. It was 16,384. Okay, minus 1 over 3. So just real quick here, if I may here, remember this term here is what we call the next term. If I knew this was the last term in my series, right, I could go through and I could figure out what the next term is by just multiplying 4,096 times the multiplier, and that would give me 16,384. That's why we call it the next term, because it would be in the series if we wanted to include that next number, but that's where that number comes from. And again, remember, this is the first term, which is back here, and then we had our 4 minus 1 to get our 3 on the bottom. So when we finish calculating this here, I'm going to switch back to my blue. Okay, we should end up with our final answer being 5,461. That is the sum of the 7 terms in this series. If you have additional questions, please make sure you reach out to your teacher. Thanks for watching.